Discretion is advised.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out here in the Airgun bunker, and today we're going to do something kind of special, and I'm going to show you guys $30,000 worth of air guns. Now, these are all hand-picked. I have used them personally out in the field, and I've categorized them from entry level all the way up to top tier air guns. And so we'll take a look at them, and then I'll bring you guys back and we'll go over some details on things that you may want to look for if you're in the market for an air gun. We'll look at some of the price points, and I'll just try to give you guys a little bit of information that'll hopefully help you guys make a decision if you're in the market for an air gun. The Air Venturi Avenger, it's a lightweight, inexpensive gun. It does have a high fill pressure, and it's extremely tunable externally. This is regulated. It's a side lever design with pick rails. And I really liked this gun. It worked well for hunting out in the field. It was pretty lightweight, easy to carry. Really the biggest cons of this gun was it felt really cheap. It's for the most part plastic construction, and the quality control on it is kind of hit or miss. It's definitely not one of those guns that you're going to be handing down to your kids. The dynamic air rifle is a gun that's been around for quite a while. We did get the Gen 3 out. It is a very inexpensive gun. I think it's a good looking traditional style gun with a wood stock. It's regulated, it's got a side lever. You are able to add a moderator, and I had a lot of fun with this gun. It seemed to be pretty accurate. The biggest con that I could find with this gun is it's not easily able to be adjusted externally. And it does have quality control that's hit or miss. The Barra 1100Z is a very inexpensive gun. It's got a good price point for just being a simple, no-nonsense type PCP. It's easy to fill. It only fills to 3000 PSI. It's fairly easy to externally adjust. It is a side lever design. It's got a pretty nice stock on it, and you are able to fit an aftermarket moderator, and the barrel system on it seemed to be pretty strong. The biggest con for this, although you are able to add a regulator, I'd say the trigger needs quite a bit of work, and the quality control can be hit or miss as well. The Umarex Nodos is proven to be one of my favorite entry-level guns. It is pretty lightweight, it's inexpensive, it's accurate, it is regulated, it's got an adjustable trigger, and it does have a somewhat unique left-handed cocking. It does have pick rails, so you can add a good amount of accessories to it, and it worked really well for us out in the backyard for some ratting that we did. Really the biggest cons to this, that it does have low quality magazines, it does have a fixed moderator, and it does have a limited external adjustment. Another one of my favorites is the Umarex Origin. This is just a simple, no-nonsense air gun, very inexpensive. It's got a good amount of power, and it's very easy to fill, even if you wanted to use a hand pump. This is a side lever design. It does have Picatinny rail, and it does have a pretty strong barrel system. And I like this gun because it's lightweight, it works really well for carrying around, and it seems to be pretty accurate. The cons of it is it's mostly plastic construction, it's non-regulated, and it's not really a gun that you're going to be doing a lot of adjustment with. The Cometa Lynx V10, which is distributed through Air Force, is a pretty underrated PCP. I've used this quite a bit out in the field and have enjoyed it. It's a good build quality for the price. It is regulated. It is a bottle gun. It's got a shrouded barrel, and this is a very accurate gun with a pretty good trigger. We used this for some pest control out in the field, and I had a lot of fun with this gun. Its low quality magazines are really kind of its biggest downfall, and it's not easily externally adjustable. The FX Dreamline Light is a very lightweight, affordable, externally adjustable gun. It carries well, it shoulders well, and it does have a lot of modifications and aftermarket support if you want to kind of upgrade the gun down the road. The biggest cons to this is an unsecured barrel system. It is prone to point of impact changes, and the build quality of this is pretty delicate. It's not something that you're going to want to beat around, and it does use a fill probe. The Seneca Eagle Claw is a fairly powerful traditional style rifle. It's fairly heavy, but it is all metal and wood construction. It does have a pick rail, it's adjustable power, and it does have a shrouded barrel, which you are able to add a moderator to. We used this out in the field. I did some hunting with it. It's a lot of fun. I really like the looks of it. The biggest cons to this are the magazines. They are very low quality, probably the worst that I've seen. And it doesn't have the best shot count, especially if you get it in 25 caliber. The Brocock Concept Light is a very lightweight gun. It is regulated, it's externally adjustable, and it's very accurate. I use this gun a lot. I really enjoyed the magazines, and this gun is just something that you can carry around, you can beat up, seems to be pretty durable, and it worked really well for small game hunting and a lot of the pest control that we did. Really the biggest con is the barrel does have some play. It uses a fill probe, and the trigger on it is really not that great. The Western Airgun Sidewinder is a lot of fun to shoot. It's a powerful gun. It's full and semi-auto feature. It does have pick rails. It's all metal construction, and it's externally adjustable in almost every other way. These guns come in a lot of different calibers, and they also come in the Rattler version, which comes in .357 caliber. Now, we've used these up to coyote-sized animals. Really the biggest con to this line of rifles is the trigger. The RTI Prophet has come a long way in a short amount of time. These are very well-made guns for the price point. They're accurate, they're powerful, they're externally adjustable, and they do have a side lever design, which is fairly ergonomic for offhand type shooting. These do work well for both slugs and pellets, and you are able to change calibers. We had a lot of fun out in the field with this gun, doing some small game hunting and some pest control. Really the biggest con to this gun is I'm not a big fan of the magazines. The BRK Ghost is a fantastic gun. It's definitely one of my favorites on this list. It's lightweight, it's accurate, it's ergonomic, and it's extremely adjustable externally in just about every way. I've used this gun on a lot of the farms, doing a lot of pest control. We did a lot of hunting with it out on some of my big permissions, and it's just a really fun, easy to operate, no-nonsense gun. It does have a lot of Picatinny rails. You are able to caliber change, and the magazines are some of the best I've seen. The biggest con to this gun is the trigger. I wish there was a bit more adjustment without having to do modifications. The Daystate Huntsman Revere is in fact the king of the classics. This is a fantastic gun. It's extremely well made for the price point. It's very durable, it's regulated, it's got a really smooth side lever, a very nice trigger, and this, in my opinion, is a heirloom gun that you're going to be passing on to your kids. This is a gun I've really enjoyed out in the field. I used it in .177 caliber to take down a good-sized jackrabbit at 65 yards. It's a joy to carry, and it's one of those guns that definitely feels like quality. The Daystate Red Wolf Safari is a beautifully made gun. I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. The stock on this gun is unlike anything I've seen. It's very unique. This is an electronic gun. It does have an adjustable power. It does have a smooth side lever and a very nice trigger. The magazines this comes with are the best I've seen, and it is very accurate with both pellets and slugs. I use this on a lot of trips. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. It's very reliable. Really my biggest con to this is it can be kind of top heavy. I don't necessarily like the safety, and with a moderator the gun is extremely long. The Brocock Atomic XR is a fantastic little gun. It's very lightweight, it's compact, it's durable, it comes with an excellent magazine. It does have plenty of Picatinny rails. It's a side lever design. It's externally adjustable as far as the power goes. It's fairly quiet, and it works really well for the majority of small game hunting that I do. Typically I use this for a lot of ratting that I do. It's just a great little gun to carry around for that. The biggest cons to this is it does use a full probe, and the trigger on it isn't that great. The Daystate Alpha Wolf is one of the most expensive guns on this list. It is very powerful. It's very accurate with both pellets and slugs. It's extremely adjustable. This is an electronic gun, and so it's got a really nice trigger on it, a very smooth side lever. And this is of a bullpup design, so it is very ergonomic to carry and shoulder out in the field. I've used this gun a lot for small game hunting, all the way up to coyote-sized animals. This does have an onboard chronograph, and it's a very sophisticated gun. It would be a very competitive gun from both the bench and out in the field. This does have pick rails, it is accurate, and you are able to caliber change with it. My biggest con to this gun is the battery life. Depending on how you use it and the power levels, that can be an issue out in the field. The Steyr Pro X is a beautifully made gun. It's very accurate. It's very ergonomic to carry out in the field. This is a bullpup style design. It is semi-auto, and it does have a very good trigger. This is a nice gun for small game hunting. It worked really well for us out on the farm for a lot of the bird hunting that we did and a lot of the ground squirrels. This is a really nice gun to carry, and really my biggest negative to this is it's fairly low powered and it does use a fill probe. The American Air Arms Eagle is one of my favorite guns on this list. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. It's a very durable gun that is exceptionally well made. Probably one of the best I've seen as far as the fit and finish. And it comes with a very nice magazine and a very strong barrel system that has an integrated moderator. Now this gun shoots both pellets and slugs extremely well right out of the box without having to do any adjustments. It comes with a very nice trigger, and this gun works really well for a lot of the small game hunting that I do out in the field. Really the biggest con to this gun is the lack of external adjustments, if that's something that you're looking for. I really hope I was able to share in basic detail all of these air guns. I realize there's a lot in between, but these were hand-picked guns that I have personally used out in the field, and for the most part I can recommend you guys looking at. Now, the biggest takeaway between entry-level and high-end is really the overall components. The fit and finish. Typically, entry-level guns are going to have a lot of plastic, and they're not going to be guns that you're going to hand down to your kids. A lot of them are built like toys, and they're at a price point that's affordable. It gets your foot in the door, so you're able to get out, do some shooting, do some hunting, and get familiar with the gun itself, and then down the road upgrade to something a bit better. Typically the higher end guns are going to have better components such as a better regulator. You're going to see better triggers, better side levers, and just the way that everything fits together and the quality of the components, you know, the stock. One thing I like to mention is the barrel system. I think that's really important and it's often overlooked. I don't want something floppy that's going to move around because I spend so much time getting my guns to shoot right, and the last thing I want is a barrel that moves around, which is going to cause me issues with point of impact out in the field. Another thing to think about is how much adjustment you have. Now, if you're going to buy a gun that has a lot of external adjustments, you're going to want to get yourself a chronograph. And that goes with, you know, even an entry-level gun like the Avenger. Because what good is having all those adjustments if you're making them blindly? You need a chronograph to really be able to see what the gun is doing and see what the performance of the gun is after you make an adjustment. I see a lot of people on the other end, you know, they'll go top tier, they've got a lot of adjustments, and I think in some ways it's a psychological issue for them. The gun might shoot really well out of the box, but they do have so many adjustments that they tinker, they tune, and the next thing they know, their gun is not shooting well, and they'll have to, you know, either send it in for warranty work or send it off to a tuner. And a lot of these tuners, I think, are taking advantage of a lot of these consumers, because I see a lot of tuners, you know, they'll show how a gun is performing after they've done their work, but they never tend to show you what the performance was before. And so that's something to think about if you're wanting a gun with external adjustments. As far as the caliber changes go, that's a big selling feature to a lot of these guns. I, for one, have never wanted to change calibers. I know what's involved. On top of that, these caliber change kits can get very expensive, and it does get fairly time consuming to go through the gun, change the caliber, retune it, and get it dialed in the way that you want it. It's not just, you know, a snap of your finger type of deal, which I think a lot of these manufacturers kind of make it seem like that's the case. Now, there's a reason that these aftermarket magazine companies make so much money and they're so successful, and the reason for that is a lot of air guns, even some of the top tier ones, they come with crappy plastic rotary magazines. Personally, I would never spend upwards of $2,000 on an air gun if it came with a crappy magazine. I think the magazine should really reflect the overall quality of the gun itself. But you really have to look at how much you're wanting to spend, what type of shooting you're going to want to do. Are you going to want to be competitive with that gun? Because a lot of these high-end guns, they all shoot very, very well. They're very competitive with each other as far as accuracy, but we really have to start to look at other components, the style of the gun, you know, the weight, the overall fit and finish, the ergonomics, all those things really kind of set those guns apart, and it's really what you're looking for, and it's a tool for the job. I really hope I was able to share my experience with a lot of these guns and really give you guys some information on what to look for if you're in the market, whether it be an entry level, you know, all the way up to a top tier gun. There's a lot to consider. You know, do your research and don't believe everything you see in reviews. A lot of it is complete garbage. With that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoy these videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. We put out new videos every week. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.